Tony's topics. Tony's topics. Tony's topics. What's happening, folks? My name's Tony. Welcome to Tony's Topics. So what I want to talk about, let's get into the NBA. Because honestly, over the weekend, or really over Labor Day, there were some really good games, but there was one standout game that made it all just be worth talking about. So let's talk about it. Okay. Minnesota versus Charlotte. Who cares? Not really watching, but either way it goes, so Charlotte pulled it out. Let's see here. Washington over Philly. Of course Washington's going to win that game. Atlanta over Detroit. Of course Atlanta's going to win that. Top team. What are they, number one in the East? Okay, although I haven't checked the recent stats and stuff to see who's got the most games and wins and whatnot. Clippers versus Boston. Yet again, here goes Doc Rivers running that guy, Barnes, as a starter. Will Doc ever learn? Probably not. I mean, Doc has built an amazing team in the Clippers, but yet, will he ever play them right? No. And I mean, I've been talking about it all season long with Spencer Hawes running at the power forward position, bringing Glenn Davis in to back up at power forward center. But I mean, not that Glenn Davis will play center, but I'm just saying either Spencer Hawes or Big Boy can play. You know who I'm talking about, DeAndre Jordan. Either one of them can play center while Glenn Davis is in there, because Glenn Davis can score, and he definitely outweighs it. And I've gone on over and over about this, but the bottom line is this: if you really look at the Clippers play, typically, not always, but typically, against easy teams, Matt Barnes is doing a lot better. He might even get 17 points. But against really difficult teams, against hard teams, that's not going to happen. I mean, I think he played for 30-something minutes and only scored 3 points? Come on, Doc. Really? And the whole time, a lot of times what you're seeing is Blake Griffin will underscore in a lot of the hard matchup games because he's getting busted up. Get that guy out of there while you still can, Doc. But, I guess some folks are just destined and not be the best or something. Because it's not like Doc Rivers changes. He's got all these weapons. J.J. Redick, Chris Paul, Jamal Crawford, DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin. Matt Barnes is an excellent backup. Glenn Davis is an excellent backup. And then who else do they have? Who's the backup? I mean, they traded Farmer to get his son on the team, but I thought that was unnecessary. Not to mention, it's not like you're really going to get any play at guard, because the guard position is sewed up between Chris Paul, Jamal Crawford, and J.J. Redick. That's all the time there is in the two guard positions. I'm sorry. So, Matt Barnes, he's going to get Matt Barnes in there, but Matt Barnes is really Blake Griffin's backup. Maybe if J.J. Redick's having a bad night, you can leave Matt Barnes in longer. Well, whatever, And the guy wonders why he's, not at the top of the West, even though his team is busted. Either way it goes, he's built an amazing team. Maybe it's just time for somebody else to take it over. So anyway, moving on. Golden State over Denver. Of course, Golden State pulls this out. I'm looking at Kerr with these substitutions and these plays. David Lee is busted. Spikes is busted. Maybe your guys needed rest, but get David Lee and Spikes their time because they've earned it. They're some of the best players on your team. They're not bench players by any... I guess he's diversifying his scoring, I would think, except for the fact that he doesn't give David Lee and Spikes 30 minutes, even though both guys have the potential to get about 20 points per game. So what are you doing? Especially Spikes. Spikes was over it. David Lee's going to get that 18 points and 10 rebounds. I just don't know what you're doing. I know you love your Harrison Barnes. I know you love your other dude, whatever his name is, that you play at power forward, even though he's 6'7". But, Kerr's winning, and that's wonderful. But when push comes to shove, Kerr, put the right guys in so you can go as far. Seriously, if Golden State was ever going to win it all, this is the year. Because that team is busted. There's just no way somebody's going to pay Spikes like $12 million to $15 million next year. Yeah. Anyway, and David Lee, if you sleep on David Lee, somebody's going to offer him another job. Yeah. So I don't know what you're doing. But anyway, get your guys their time. Okay, so next up, let's see here. Dallas, Memphis. Yeah, Memphis losing, kind of an upset. Then again, though, I think Memphis had to play the night before. So, whenever a team had to play the night before and they're going up a great team who didn't, against a great team who didn't, you got to go for the other team. And fatigue fatigue causes, guys just don't play at their best. Houston over Indiana, yeah, of course. Pelicans versus the Knicks. A bit of an upset, but the Pelicans are on the peripheral anyway, so whatever. Chicago versus Cleveland. The game I actually want to talk about, right? Of course I am excited, thrilled that Cleveland won against Chicago. I mean, could it be that Cleveland is coming together? Yes. Could it also be that Thibodeau is playing his team terribly? Yes. What? I mean, seriously, Taj Gibson should have been the small forward for this team for the longest. Look at Taj Gibson's stats, right? Dude is 6'9", but he only weighs 225 pounds. 6'9", weighing 225 pounds. That's a lot like Durant. Okay, he's not super heavy. He's not 235, 245, 255. He's 225. Yes, he's 6'9", but that's only 1 inch taller than a small forward. So what are you doing by trying to run him at power forward? He's too good of a scorer. He should have been your starting small forward all season. But you're determined to get in Dunleavy and Henrik. And I'm not even a Bulls fan, but I just hate to see an amazing team get misplayed all season. I mean, seriously, Derrick Rose, you got Derrick Rose, you got Brooks at the backup, you got my boy, what's his name, cat with the hair, with the box top. You know what I'm talking about, the shooting guard that he plays, I mean, you got him. Let me see. Taj Gibson, Joakim Noah, Paul Gasol. Your team is loaded. Moronic on the bench. Dunleavy and Henrik is backup players. Your Douglas Dermott's injured, and you got him too. Okay? And I still haven't remembered dude with the fade, but you know what I'm talking about, right? You got the big flat black top. Your shooting guard, you know what I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. Either way it goes, all I'm saying is the Bulls are busted. I'm happy for the win. Cavaliers keep doing it. Do it to another great team. But, whatever. I mean, I guess some of these coaches just can't play their teams right. Case in point, OKC and the Clippers. So, I guess that's basketball. Yeah. And for the most part, I guess the rest of the games really didn't. Toronto over Milwaukee, of course, and now DeMar DeRozan's back, so we get to see what the real Toronto can do. We'll see what happens as DeMar warms up. Portland over Sacramento. My kids are bad. Again, Portland is just one trade away. They need one more superstar, and and that team was just absolutely disgusting. Phoenix over the Lakers. Then, Kobe's about to just take a vacation for the rest of the season because I know it's killing him, right? And still, Byron Scott, play Boozer in the starting lineup. Play your kid, Swaggy P, in the starting lineup. I mean, I can understand maybe even a three-way rotation, but Swaggy P's got to get 30 minutes. The end. And if you don't use him to his 30-minute potential, somebody is, because everybody's recognizing that the kid's scoring over 20 points. So whether you recognize he's a star or not, everybody else knows he's a star. He's easily going to get $15 million. Easy. Probably more. But easy $15 million. Yeah, 12, yeah, $15 million, yeah. Because not too many people can score you 20-something points a night. Anyway, Sacramento, Portland, blah, 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 blah. So that brings us to tonight's games. OKC, Miami. OKC. At the time this game has already started, Miami's up. OKC. Next up, Spurs versus Denver. Spurs. Now Kawhi Leonard's back. Spurs. Anyway, so that's my time. That's my topics.